it is that time. I think there's 48 hours on the tractor or something like that. And so I'm going to be doing the first 50-hour check. This is the list I'm going to be going down doing, pretty much in order. I do have another page marked here. Move my weight out of the way. So that's where we doing the engine filter first, and I just kind of reading up on that, make sure I know where everything's located, any gotchas or anything like that. This tractor has a both left and right hand drain plugs, so that's something to note, and I'll show you that right now. I got it. Hood up, the bucket is up. So there's one drain plug, and I got my drain pan under it. It's all dirty because I actually pulled a stick out of here and dirt and everything came out. But on the other side, there's another one. That guy. So I'm going to do one, then the other. The tractor is relatively warm. I ran it just for a few minutes, mainly to drop the box blade off I had on the back and then park it here. The other thing I'm going to be doing is putting that handle on. It did come in finally through my dealer, and so I'll be installing that. I'm going to pressure wash it and clean the interior, blow out the cabin air filters, that sort of thing. The only thing I don't have on hand is a little bit of hydraulic oil, so I'm going to try using a method I heard about, using a vacuum cleaner. And the idea, and I'll go over this, the idea is to put a vacuum cleaner over your fill check port here, and that keeps the liquid up inside the axle, so you can spin that filter off and you won't lose as much. So anyway, I better get to work, and I'll check back in a little bit. Okay, so I got that dripping. That drain plug was about a bear to get out of there. So I ended up using that. I don't like doing that, but it was taking it out. I won't use that obviously to put it back in, but that's only a little 1/4 inch impact, but still. So I'm gonna let that drip for a little bit, and while it's dripping, I located the hydraulic filter. Let me see if I can show you where that is. That's that guy right there. So the idea, and it's kind of hard to get to, as you can see, I've got the frame rail right there. The idea is to use a shop vac. I cleaned all around there. Use a shop vac. I pulled suction on it, so something like that. However, a lot of air gets around there. I mean, there's a lot of space around there. It's not going to work so well. Well, inside the house, I've got my wife's vacuum cleaner, and I put this little nipple guy on it. So I think that will be able to get in there. Look at it. Be able to get in there a little better to hold a little section on the oil. We'll see how it goes. If I need to run to the store and get some hydraulic oil, which I probably will have to anyway, so be it. But the idea is not to lose gallons of hydraulic oil, but ounces, if any. So I'm going to do that right now, and we'll see how it goes. Well, that didn't go as good as I thought it would. Let me turn off the vacuum cleaner. So I had that in there. And as you can see down here, it didn't work for shit. Well, I think I see the problem right there. That wasn't really holding much suction at all. In fact, it was probably hurting myself with that little bitty nozzle. I don't have a good solution for that yet. I'll figure out one, but I'm definitely gonna need more hydraulic oil. I had tried being real fast with it. There's the new one on there, but there's the old one. I dropped it and the oil was puking out, and I tried to be real fast with it, but I lost a couple quarts. So I'll have to go into town and replace that. Get some more hydraulic oil. So Life's vacuum cleaner, not so good. I'm sure the shop vac would have worked much better. Maybe if I just would have duct taped it on there, or got some PVC and made my own little doohickey for the end of that. But that's a mess. That's a hell of a mess. So, oh well. Life goes on. On to the next step. I wanted to point something out here. This is the stock filter that came on the tractor. Obviously, it's an LS brand. This is the one from Rock Auto. It is a Fram WL7426. You'll notice there's a height difference, but it's the exact same filter. I mean, this one looks a little bigger because it's closer to the camera, but it's like the exact same filter. So a little bit of length, never hurt no one. Well, guess what? I'm going to be the first one to complain about a little bit of extra length. I got it in there. Well, that's a bad angle. I got it in there, but you see that hose? This hose right here? This hose, I had to kind of move out of the way a little bit to get that in there. It did not want to really go in very well. And that looks like it's for the power steering pump. I think that's power steering pump right there. So anyway, that's a note of a little bit of concern. It should be fine where it is. If I would have seen, or saw rather, how this would route down below it, maybe I could get it down there, but oh, maybe there it goes. Maybe that'll take a little bit of pressure off that hose. So anyway, but where it was at when I took off that stock filter, it was definitely in the way. So got the drain plugs back in. I just put 1.5 gallons of oil in it. For everybody that doesn't know, that's your fill port right there for oil. I did check it. It's just at the high side. So I got the clutch put down. I'm going to stand over here so I can watch this new filter and make sure it doesn't start puking oil out everywhere. And I'm going to go ahead and start it. Gonna let it run just for a few seconds. I'm looking for any drips or anything. You can see all the oil, how it came out. It gets all over the frame and everything. There's no real easy way of doing that. You just gotta wash it afterwards. Otherwise, dirt will collect really bad. But I see oil just flowing out of there. I'm not seeing any drips or anything for that matter. Let's check the dash. The only thing that's on is the parking brake. Oh, there you go, 44.5 hours. All right, so that should be enough to fill that, obviously. And now when I check the oil, it should be right dead center, but you have to let it sit for a minute. So all that oil comes out of the valve train and everything and back down to the oil pan where your dipstick is. If you check it right now, you might get an off reading. So let it sit for like a minute and a half, and then check it. Go do something else. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to go figure out what the next step is and go from there.